Reading the Manga, Episode 2, My Balls Are Missing. Hello and welcome to another episode of Reading the Manga with me, Stevie, where I am on my own special journey through the Dragon Ball manga series. Chapter 1 was way longer than I anticipated due to it being a bigger chapter than the rest. My bad. From now on the videos should be a lot shorter. Please help me build the channel by hitting that subscribe button so you get the latest videos as soon as they're released. So, Chapter 2, My Balls Are Missing. Well, what can I say, this chapter has some strange and funny moments, but that is to be expected with Dragon Ball. The chapter seems to have been written to show us readers some backstory on Bulma, but more so we learn about Goku's backstory, which does not take long. The chapter also shows us just how innocent, uneducated, and generally feral Goku is, with him learning how to do things like wash properly and sigh. He learns the difference between boys and girls by, well, let's just say he sees Bulma's lady bits. So briefly, let's go over this chapter. We start off where we left off with Bulma and Goku on a motorbike, but it's getting late. Bulma is getting tired and so they stop. Bulma pops a house out of a capsule, which yet again blows Goku's mind. After going through the whole Bulma as a witch thing again and Goku making sure the house is not a monster, we all go in and Goku discovers some marvellous things like indoor light and the magic of television. At this point, Bulma realises that Goku absolutely stinks due to him probably never having washed before, and she decides it is bath time. First up, it is Goku, and we quickly discover that Goku has absolutely no issues with being naked. I mean absolutely none. Bulma asks him to cover up, but he's going into the bath, so it's a bit of a waste of time. It is in the bath that she realises that Goku's tail is actually real. First of all, she actually thinks that he somehow attached it to his butt. Japan? But then she realises that his tail is actually real, and then falls into a bit of an existential crisis as she now thinks that, hey, the boys have tails and I have just never seen it because I'm a girl. Thankfully that passes quickly and she realises that boys don't all have tails. Next up it is Bulma's time to get in the bath. She is joined in what would usually be a very creepy manner in Goku, who just appears standing next to her. After a bit of shouting, she asks Goku how old he is, and he replies 14, to which she goes crazy and chases him out the bathroom, calling him a pervert. Little does she know that Goku cannot count yet. Now that they're all cleaned up, food is all they are thinking about. Bulma chooses something a bit more normal with bread and coffee, but Goku thinks this bread stuff is just crap, he thinks it's bland, and he decides to go out and get his own food. Anyone for Wolf for the side of centipede? No thanks Goku, but that is what he has for his supper. This is Goku, everyone. Now that the food is finished, it is time for bed. Goku initially thinks he's going to be sleeping in the bed with Bulma, but she is having none of this, especially as she now thinks he is 14. And just for reference, she is 16 in this. It is the floor for Goku as she thinks he is going to do something funny. I mean, this is Bulma we're talking about, so create your own scenario here. It is at this point things get weird. Very, very weird. In the middle of the night, Goku wakes up and he wants to find a comfier place to sleep. He remembers how he would snuggle up with his grandpa in the old days, so he decides to snuggle up with Bulma. Bad move. Now, this is where the real weirdness begins. Goku goes to snuggle up with Bulma at her, well, crotch. As this is where he used to snuggle with his grandpa? Weird. I mean, what the heck was grandpa? Moving on. Goku mentions that Bulma's pillows are not as big as his grandpa's, but he decides to try it out anyway. Again, weird. What the heck was Grandpa Gohan doing? Like I said, it's weird. So Goku places his head on Bulma's crotch, but he thinks, hey, this is hard. Of course it's hard, there's no testicles there, it's just a pubic bone. So of course, he does what anyone would do, and he starts patting it to see what the hell's up with it. And he's like, whoa, why is this hard? So he's like, right, I better take the panties off. So of course, as anyone would do, Goku decides to take off Bulma's panties just to see why there's no pillows there. It is at this moment where Goku finds out that girls do not have testicles, but he thinks that everyone should have testicles because he has never met a girl before. All he ever met was him and his grandpa. This scares the crap out of Goku, who starts screaming, which wakes Bulma up, and he just tells her, but your balls are gone. Bulma, not realising Goku has taken her undies off, panics, thinking that Goku is referring to the Dragon Balls, of course. She quickly confirms that the Dragon Balls are okay, and tells Goku to stop freaking her out, and goes back to sleep, and that is where the chapter ends. As I said, things get very weird in this chapter. I give this chapter 3 stars. Yes, I'm giving them stars now. It's a funny read, which gives us some backstory on the characters. Great comedy, but no action. I still say, as I will say about every single chapter of the manga, go and read it. Next episode is chapter 3, Sea Monkeys. See you all later.